What's up, y'all? What's good? What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Though Show. It's your boy Dan D, and I am back with another one. I just want to come in again today with a deep heart. I just found out another, a coach of mine just passed away. Coach Fig Newton, Brian Newton, I should say. I was just on the phone with my brother who just actually brought that to my attention some hours ago, and we were just sitting up here talking about that. I was like, you know what, I'm getting ready to go live again. And talk about that. So I welcome everyone who wants to come in, and talk about your time that because Fig was a mentor to a lot of people. We were just talking about that. I'm like, he was a mentor to thousands of kids. I've been knowing him for over 30 years. And I got a lot of stories that I can talk about. So I just welcome everybody in from Bobby and Mumford, from the Cougars on up. A lot of people probably can talk about Coach Brian Newton. You know what I you know what I mean? So like I said, I was just talking to my brother about a friend of mine who we just lost from Bobby and Mumford not too long ago. So let me make sure that everybody can hear me. So let me go over here to Facebook. So let me check. Okay, here we go. So I definitely can be heard. But yeah, I was just on here not too long ago, the other day, talking about, a good friend of mine who passed away, Antoine West, and I woke up again today, to losing a good coach, a good friend, and mentor, Coach Brian Newton. So I said I was going to open up do my due diligence and open up and do a show today talking about, the life of, and just welcome everybody in who wants to come in and talk about Coach Fig. You know what I mean? We lost a lot of Mumford Mustangs this year, a lot of great, legends. Jermaine Smith, he would have been devastated to hear about this today. And so I'm gonna wait before I start talking, and allow a few people who wants to come in. The door is open, so if you guys want to come on in and conversate, and just talk about some great things about Coach. You guys are welcome to comment, about your experiences, things that you did with him and how he coached you. Because I know I saw a lot of people that I went to school with, a lot of people that he coached, that I played with over the years, so he was a mentor to, like I said, hundreds, maybe even thousands of kids, and I was one of those kids at one point. Let me turn this closed caption off. Yeah, man, so but like I said, I was just talking to my brother earlier about about this whole situation. I'm like, we all are, getting to a point where we're not to a point, but we're all at an age where we're going to be seeing a lot of family and friends, pass away. So I'll wait for a few more people to jump in, and join this conversation before before I get too much into it. But like I said, the door's open for people to come in and join the conversation. The comment section is open for people to come in and comment and tell their stories about Coach Fig. Coach Brian Newton. A lot of people knew him as Fig. A lot of people knew him as Brian Newton. But he definitely was a Mumford legend. So I just want to come in and, like I said, allow everybody to come in and leave comments and, give their stories about Coach. So, yeah, let me send here, I'm going to send a few invites out real quick. Send something out to my homeboy, kid. I'm send something out to a few people that I knew. All right, so like I said, I'm going to wait for a few people to jump in, and I sent out some invites. I'm just going to wait, um, allow for people to see everything and come in. So again, let me double check my audio and video. Okay, I know I can be heard. So there we go. Okay, so yeah, so we're good over there on that end. But yeah, man, like I said, I want to wait, but I want to go on here. And I do want to wait for people to come in. I will allow for people to come in before I actually start up. Because man, Coach was a mentor to a lot of people. You know what I mean? He touched a lot of people's hearts. He did a lot for the community. Yep. So I just want to come in and talk about it for a second. You know, how's everybody Christmas Eve going? I know everybody is getting ready and prepared for uh, the Christmas holiday tomorrow. So I know a lot of people is either at work or getting off work, getting ready to be prepared for tomorrow. We got Christmas coming up, so I'm gonna say Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates, Christmas. So like I said, I want to wait for a few more people to jump in before we start this discussion. I sent out a few invites. And for those who knew Coach Brian Newton, Coach Fig, if you want to come on in, put your email in the link and I'll bring you on in that way. You can comment in the comment section and just give your thoughts about, Coach. Just give your thoughts about, because like I said, he was a mentor to, hundreds, maybe even thousands. I've been knowing him for over 30 years. He was my first one of, I worked with him too, but he was one of my first baseball coaches. He was my actually first football JV coach, so he put me in a position where, I was able to play a position where I wanted to play, which was running back, so he believed in me first, before I believed in myself. So I just want to open up and talk about Coach Newton for a second, a Mumford legend, a Mumford coach. Like I said, he was a mentor to thousands. We lost him today. This is pretty much I'm not going to say the second day in a row, but, pretty much the same week, we lost, a couple of Mustangs. So I definitely want to talk about it. But like I said, Coach, man, he was a mentor to a lot of people. Excellent head coach. He was a coach's coach, I should say. So like I said, I just wanted to open up the show and bring a few people in to talk about Coach. He was a great coach. I know a lot of people have a lot of great stories, to talk about, have a couple of few stories to talk about. But like I said, first and foremost, I want to give my condolences to the family of Brian Newton. Was an awesome coach. I know it's going to be Nothing but great conversation, great stories, about Coach. He was a Mumford Mustang to the end. But me and my brother, we were just, and hopefully he'll join us soon. We were just having a conversation about that. We are to the age where we're gonna see a lot of our family and friends pass away. And this was, a great loss to, lots of people. Brian Newton was a great coach. To thousands, I should say. Yep. So I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Help this get out. Definitely. I want people to be able to come in and give your thoughts, your comments on Coach Brian Newton and what he meant to you. Let me turn this closed caption off. All right, there we go. All right, so like I said, I just wanted, I'm waiting on some people to come on in, jump on in, waiting on a few Mumford Mustangs to come on in. I'm over here on Facebook. I woke up again to this, and I just wanted to, just give my respect to Coach Fig. He definitely was a mentor to me. I've been knowing him for over 30 years, and I am 50 years old. And I've probably been knowing him longer than 30 years. Actually, I've been out of high school for 30 years, so I've probably been knowing him probably for about 40 years. I think I've been knowing him since Little League, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so definitely was a great man. You know, he said nothing but great things to me, put me in nothing but great positions to be able to succeed, as a young man and then as a player. Yep, and and if I'm not mistaken, he's done the same thing for hundreds, maybe even thousands of young men, that he came encounter with. So, but like I said, Coach, man, he definitely, was a mentor. Thought I turned that off. A mentor to a lot of people, meant a lot to a lot of people. Latanya Dexter is watching. What up, though? Okay, Latanya Dexter join. Okay, okay, I'm sending you the request. I'm sending you the request, Latanya. If not, send me. I sent you the request. If you got it, you should be able to come in. If not, I see your comment. Put your if you can, put your email. If you want to put your email in the comments, you can, and then I'll be able to send you a link and you can come in. If not, DM me your email and let me know when you do that, and I can go over to Facebook and then I'll be able to bring you in. So, but it said you wanted to come in. Yep. So give me your thoughts, Latanya, on Coach. Because I know he coached the softball, the female softball team too, and I believe they won the. If I'm not mistaken, give me the years of the championships that they won for Mumford. I don't know if you were involved in that, Latanya. Latasha, I should say. Sorry about that. But let me pull up the comments. Okay, so yeah, like if you want to come on in, go to my DM because I see a message right there where it said that you wanted to come in. But yeah, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions on Coach. Like I said, He also coached the female softball team too, and if I'm not mistaken, they won a few championships. Yep. So I didn't want to start talking. Like I said, I sent out a few invites. I'm waiting on a few people that that coach meant a lot to come on in, and then we can start chopping it up and talk about it. I'll talk briefly about it. While I'm waiting on people to come in, and then we'll go in once we get a few more people in to conversate and talk about this. But okay, Latanya, here, let me pull your thing up because I don't have my. All right, here we go. Latasha G. Dexter said, "Great guy. I wasn't part of the sports team, but a part of the Mumford family. That's what's up." Yeah, he definitely was a great guy. Like I said, he touched even if you was not on the team or was not involved in sports. He was great to all, and he touched a lot of people. And Latasha Dexter's class of '94, and I definitely remember Latasha Dexter. That's what's up, Latasha. Excuse me, I'm a little choked up. I got to get some water in a little bit, but yeah, this is the second Mumford Mustang this week. And I was just having a conversation with my brother. And my brother, he's 2 years older than me. And Coach was a big, inspiration and mentor to him too. You know what I mean? So, he's touched a lot of people, and we talked about this. I said, I'll wait for a few more people to come in and then we'll, go a little bit more deeper into the conversation. Yeah, R.I.P. to Antoine West too. And I just talked about this a few days ago, about Antoine West. And I want to actually say R.I.P. again to him too. But yeah, man, it's deep, and I want to come on in and, bring a few people in if they want to come in and talk about Coach Brian Newton today. It was a devastating loss, and I don't know what happened, but, I just want to come in and give my respects and give my thoughts and my opinion, about this man. I've been knowing him for over 40 years, not from just Mumford, it started from Little League, on to Mumford. I've been playing with him. He's been coaching me, since I was 10 or 11 years old. Yeah. What up, Lacinio Franklin? Got a few Mumford Mustangs up in the house watching. What up, though? See that class of '94 up in there. We just want to come on in and and just talk about Coach Newton. Like I said, a lot of people. He was a mentor to a lot of people, and he was a great coach. He meant a lot to a lot of people. So I just wanted to come in and give my respects to this man, to this Mumford legend. But we all are going to go down this road one day. I was just talking to my brother about that. We were just talking about Antoine West, and I had a few stories about that, and we'll get off into that later. But, we were just talking about that briefly, and I was just saying, one day we are going to go down this road. So we have to reach out to those who that family and friends, and those who we may not have spoke to in a long time, and just reach out and just give your thoughts and and give them their flowers while they're here, I should say. So I try to reach out to and speak to everybody that I went to school with and show them love, and and that's what it's about. Let me make sure. So yeah, that's what it's about, man. So like I said, I'm here today showing some respect for Coach Brian Newton, a Mumford legend. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all, can you guys post what year he won the boys state, I believe city and state titles, and I believe he may have won the state and city titles for the females. So if I'm not mistaken, if you guys can post that so we can talk about that too. But I just want a few Mumford Mustangs to come on and while I'm here and talk about Coach. Like I said, I sent out a few invites for people to be able to come on in and chop it up and talk about Coach, tonight. Let me make sure I can be heard. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so we definitely can be heard. Latasha Dexter has joined us. And like I said, R.I.P. again to Antoine West. We've lost a few Mumford greats. We've definitely lost a great coach and Mumford legend today. And your boy, Coach Fig, Brian Newton. So I just wanted a few people to come on in and give their thoughts and their opinions and their, and if you've been coached or if you were on the team, so I just want to open up the, open up talks about that, I should say. Trying to see if Big Hand is, so give me 1 second, you guys. I sent you out a link if you want to come in. All right. Okay, yeah, we got Big Ken and Q Nitty probably gonna be joining us too. Like I said, Coach been, coaching for shit, probably about 40 to 50 years. He probably has 30 to 40, decades of children that, that can make comments that, he's impacted, he's touched their lives, and, just have nothing but great things to say about Coach. He was the first one that gave me a shot at playing running back. Yeah. And therefore I went on to play varsity running back and went on to play running back in college. And he was one of those that was responsible for that, because he allowed me to do what I was great at doing, and that was coach. He was excellent at baseball. Which I have stories about that. I was never to get out there with him during the Mumford when he was coaching for Mumford. But I do have some stories where, I actually played against Coach, and it's funny. But, I'll wait for a few Mumford legends that I know that's out there that has a few comments, about Coach. I'm trying to see if I can get prime time on here. Let me see where he is. I sent Londell Brighter a link out. Q Nitty, I sent him a link out. I know all the Mumford Mustangs see this on live on Facebook. So yeah, I just want you guys to come on in, and chop it up about Coach. Yep, so we're gonna stay on for a little bit. We got a few people that's probably gonna come in. Let me make sure that. Yeah, so we had Natasha Dexter in the house. You had Arsenio Franklin. I believe that's your boy Dion Franklin, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but yeah, man. The comment section is over. If you guys don't want to come in, and if you guys don't want me to bring you in, the comment section is definitely open. Leave your comments, which is about Coach. We're just sitting up here, just talking about Coach, just giving our due respect to Coach. He definitely was a Mumford legend. Yep, but like I said, me and bro was having a conversation not too actually this week. We were talking about Antoine West, and I'm like, we're at an age now where we're going to be seeing a lot of our family and friends, pass away. So we just have to prepare ourselves, man, for this. Because we're all going to be going down that road, so we just have to get prepared. So a lot of us. It's not, but we are all going to, definitely go down that road one day. You know, a lot of us think that, you know, we're going to live forever and that we're invincible. You know, and I used to think that, you know, when I was younger, but, you know, you come to realization that, you know, that we don't live forever. And, you know, so you have to live your life to the fullest. You know, you have to give those who you love, those that are around you, their flowers while they're here, you know, and that's it. I need some water. I'm a little dry over here. But yeah, you know, we are live over here on Facebook. We're live on YouTube right now. You know, focusing on YouTube. That's where, you know, a lot of the Mumford Mustang that coach players and his friends were on, you know. So, you know, we just want to bring a few people in to talk about coach today. You know, so we got a few people jumping in and jumping out. You know, leave your comments. You know, give me your thoughts, your opinions on Coach. Yeah, you know, he definitely was a great coach. You know, he was in. You know, we had Daryl Martin. He's definitely was. You know, I think you were part of the. Who was that? The '91 team and I think Fig was a part of that. Daryl. You were part of that team. You definitely was a Mumford Mustang for life. You know, give me some of your comments about Coach Daryl. You know, one of Mumford's great DB legends. So we got a few people jumping in and jumping out. Uh, oh, Daryl Martin. Make sure y'all go check your boy Daryl Martin over there. He doing some of the top notch fades. I believe he's a barber, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked, make sure you go check him out. Last time I checked, he was giving out some tight fades. I got to come check you out, my dog. Yeah, but man, it's good to see and hear from a lot of you know, people that you went to school with. You know, people that you were. You know, it's a lot of people that, you know, I know that have been knowing Coach, you know, just as long as I've been knowing Coach. And I've been knowing Coach probably for about over 40 years. And like I said, I'm 50 now. So, you know, I've been knowing him for a long time. You guys got to excuse me. I'm a little hoarse. I need to go get some water. But yeah, man, you know, Coach has inspired a lot of people, man. He has been, you know, definitely you know, a great coach, a great guy, a great, you know, just overall great person. Overall, man, he's definitely going to be missed. You know, like I said, I have some great stories. I have a few stories. You know, on the football side, you know, and on the baseball side. You know, Coach did it all, man. You know, just overall, man, he was a great guy. You know, kept you laughing. You know, he said some of the funniest shit, man. You know, just had you rolling. You know, as a coach. You know, so I just wanted to come in for a hot second and talk about Coach. You know, give my respect. You know, show some love for Coach, put some respect on it. You know, use my platform, put a little respect on Coach name. You know, like I said, we had a few Mumford Mustangs within the last few years to, you know, leave us. So you know, I just try to do my due diligence and, you know, giving you know, my Mustangs the respect that they deserve. Yeah. You know, so I hope when I go, you guys will do the same for me. That's what it's about. Yeah, man. Coach was definitely a great mentor. You know, like I said, I've been knowing Coach for over 40 years. You know, I have vivid memories of Coach showing me different styles, how to bat, how to bunt, and just different things. And I would wait for my conversations to give, when a few more people come in, because I got a great conversation about Coach. Man, he was mad at me, and I'll explain it to you. To explain it, once people come in or if a few more people come in, we'll talk about it. But Coach was definitely passionate, man, out there on the field. That's one thing I remember about Coach, and he was fair. And he kept it real with you. Yeah. Yeah, Coach kept it real, man. He was like I said, he was a lot to a lot of people. He been to a lot, to the Marsh brothers. I know they, he was they was hey, hopefully they'll be able to come in, male, hopefully they'll be able to come in and talk and give their, conversation about Coach. Coach was big, man. He inspired a lot of people. He coached a lot of young men and women. Yeah. What's going on out there, Mumford Mustangs? We just chopping it up real quick, just talking about Coach. Coach was definitely a mentor to a lot. He meant a lot to a lot of people. Like I said, I have great memories and great stories about Coach. I got the news today, like most of you've gotten it probably on Facebook. And I just want to come in for a second and show a little bit of respect on Coach name. Yeah. He would always be, on some of the stories that I would post, he would always be in the comment section posting. You know, um, I missed him at the picnic, and I was mad about that. And I missed Fancher too. You had to catch Fancher on the next event, Fancher. So yeah, man. Like I said, I want to come in, chop it up with a few people, invite a few people to come on in and talk about Brian Newton, the passing of Brian Newton. The Mumford legend, coach and Fig Newton. Great guy, man. It's some great stories out there about Coach. What up, Fancher? That's crazy, Fancher. I just mentioned your name, man. I was just talking about you. I know you got some excellent story. I would look, Fancher. Send me your email so I can bring you in. I just was talking about you. I would love for you to come on in and give us some of your stories about Fig. You got some great stories out. And like I was telling my brother, you were the pitcher man. You did a lot of stuff. For Coach. I know you got some great stories that you can tell us about Coach. So I would love to be able to bring you on in, Howard Fancher. If you could send me your email or type it in my DM, I would love to bring you in so you can tell us some of your stories about Coach, and I would love that. So matter of fact, I'm about to DM you, Mr. Fancher, Coach Fancher. Sorry about that. So I'm about to DM you real quick. So I'm about to try to bring one of my great teachers, one of the great coaches in Howard, Mr. Fancher in. Oh, okay. I just sent Mr. Fancher the DM. Hopefully he'll come in and join us. Great guy, excellent teacher. And I know he has some excellent stories to talk about Phil. Because he was there too. Probably shit for for Mumford. How long were you there, Fancher? I'm gonna say Coach Fancher, but yeah, man, Fancher, like he took all the photos, and he was the photo guy for the team for the sports teams, I should say. So he has some great stories, some great photos that he can share and that he can give. So I'm waiting on see if Fancher gonna join. Tell him to send me his email. Yeah, and if anybody else want to bring me in, man, look, you can go through just DM me on Facebook if you don't want to put it. Excuse me in the comment section. Yeah, I would love to be able to get Fancher on here. That was my dog, man. I got some great stories about Fancher. But tonight we talking about Fig. But look, man, we like I said, we lost a few Mustangs this week. We definitely lost a great one. And Coach Fig, Brian Newton. I just want to open up, you know, um, my platform for a little bit and talk about Coach. And give him some respect like he deserves it. Definitely deserve to be talked about and mentioned. Excuse me, you guys. I definitely got to get some water. Yep. So I'm just waiting on a few people, like I said, who wants to jump in. I've, been on here for like 37 minutes, allowing people, to leave their message, to say what up, to get their thoughts on Coach. Like I said, it was devastating to me, to hear this news, but like I said, we are going to be going down this road one day. Hopefully Coach is in a better place. I don't know what happened, what was the reason why Coach passed away, but hopefully Coach is in a better place. I want to give my condolences to his family. I know he had a daughter. But yeah, let me know what years did Mumford what years did they win the championship? Because if I'm not mistaken, he won it for the men and the women. So if you guys know, comment in the comment section and let me know. We can talk. I definitely want to talk about that too. But I have I have a few stories that I can talk about Coach. I just want to wait on a few people to join in. I would love for Howard Fancher to join us. Come on, Fan. Come on, Fancher. Come join us, man. Let me go see if he made a comment. Fancher ain't responded back. But yeah, man. Mumford great, Mumford legend. Let me see. Got a few comments out there. Okay. I'm about to bring you in, Fanch. I see it. That's what's up, man. Hey, listen, I've been wanting to conversate with you for some years. I missed you at the at the picnic. I'm about to send you an invite. Hold on, let me find it. Where did it go? I just saw it. Okay, hold on. I'm getting ready to send it to you, fam. Let me take these off. All right, give me 1 second. About to bring Howard Fancher in. All right, Fancher, I sent you the email. Come on in. I was about to say, what email? I ain't saw no email like that in a long time, Fancher. I think that was one that had exist, but you got the email. Come on in and join us, man. This is about to be an honor. You know, it's been shit at least 30 years since I had a conversation with you, Fancher. You know, I don't know. I know you remember my brother, but we were just having a conversation with you. He was in your class too. Just come on in. I sent you the email, so just follow the steps, and you should be able to come on in. You got to be able to come on in, Fancher. It's easy to figure out. If Big Hen can, if my brother can figure out, and he's not really, savvy on the, but it's really easy. You just got to follow the steps. Pretty much, once you get the link, you should be able to just come right on in. Yeah, but you got the link, man. I definitely want you to come on in, Mr. Fancher. Once you come on in, you're gonna have a lot of people coming on in, because it's gonna be a few people that probably want to holler at you that have not spoke with you in a few years. But definitely come on in. It's gonna be great. Let me take these off. These are definitely uncomfortable with these on. Sorry about that, y'all. Come on in, Fancher. You got the link. Yeah, like I said, man, Coach Fancher, coach and teacher, he have some. I know he'll definitely have some great stories, some great pictures, that he can talk about and maybe share with us, because he's been knowing, Coach Fig for longer than I probably have. I've been knowing him. I've been knowing him for a long time. Maybe since I've probably been about 10 or 11 years old. And I'm 50 right now. So but Mr. Fancher been he's been, I don't know how long you've been away from Mumford. So, that'd be a good conversation, and a good question to ask you. It's been a while probably since you've been there. I know you've probably long since retired, from Mumford. But come on in, Howard. Hopefully we'll be able to, once you come in, I'll be able to get, I'll try to see if I can get your boys to come on in, man. You know, I, um, you know, um, it's definitely gonna be a great conversation being able to get you in, definitely an honor. But yeah, man, like I said, Coach was definitely a mentor to a lot. He meant a lot to me, then and now. I still remember a lot of things, like I said, that he showed me that, that I use to this day, far as not just sports, he gave you a conversation about not just sports, but about being a man, and just taking care of your family, he gave you those tools too that you needed. Definitely gave you those conversations, I should say. And what it was like to be a man. Okay, Mr. Fancher said, yeah, I'm always gonna mention you. You my dog. Mr. Fancher said, I'll fold. You probably made a mistype. Say what I see, I'm trying, but I don't know. 11 years. Come on, man. You gotta have your wife help you out. I know she can get you in. It will be an honor to have you on the show, man. Like, listen, and this is real talk. Prime time. You got to come in. Dion, you got to come in. Send me your email. And Fancher, man, listen, you got to have your wife help you figure it out. You not that old, Fancher. Come on in, man. Figure this shit out. If Big Hen figured out how to come in, but prime time, please come on in. Send me your email so you can come on in. We got to be able to chop it up and talk about Coach. So, you guys send me if you don't want to type it on the here in the comments, put it in my DM. You know what I mean? But definitely if you can put it right here, that'd be perfect, and I can just bring you guys on in. Like I said, I just want to open up my open up my platform to be able to talk about coach for a little bit. But yeah, man, come on, Fancher, please figure it out. Yeah, but like Prime Time said, man, he's definitely going to be missed, man. He was a mentor to hundreds, if not thousands of kids. I've been knowing him, like I said, over 40 years. Time flies, man. You don't realize how much time flies over the years, but Prime Time, he can contest to this. We've been knowing this man for, I've been knowing him myself personally, like I said, for over 40 years, since Little League. I have quite a few stories that I can talk about, Coach. So I would love to, Dion, please, man, come on in. I see you watching, Fancher. Come on in, figure it out. Have your wife show you how to figure out how to come in, Coach. Come on in, man. See, Corey, you got to come on in and listen. Corey and Fancher, y'all got to come on in, man. I would love y'all got to come on in. Please send me y'all email. It would be an honor for all y'all to come on in here and be here at once to be able, just to give y'all, I'm not gonna say testimony, but y'all opinion. Really y'all testimony on Coach, man. Come on in. Send me y'all email. You got Fancher in here, Corey in here. I would love to have both of y'all. We always, been joking over the years, but it would be an honor to have, truly an honor to have you guys in here, conversation. It's been some years. Fancher, I have not had a conversation with you since I've graduated. I missed you at the high school reunion that we just had. I heard that you had just left when I pulled up. You and Fig were one of the guys that I missed that I wanted to see that I did not see that night. But since then, I have talked to Fig since then. But I just would love to bring you guys on in, man, and we have a good conversation. And but yeah, he's definitely gonna be missed. He was a mentor to everybody. Corey Stewart, man, send me your email, man. Fancher, it's easy to get in, man. You just got to follow the steps. They're easy steps. They basically once I sent you the link, so you just hit the link and come on in. What you mean what I'm talking about? Come on in. Yep. So I sent you the link to come on in, but but no, if you guys are not able to come in, it's cool. Just you guys been making your comments, and pretty much at the end of the day, that's all I wanted, and I just wanted to tell each and every, all y'all, hey, look, I love each and every one of y'all, and I was just talking to my brother about that. We all are coming to a point where we're going to see a lot of our family and friends, pass away. So you have to give everybody their flowers, before things like this happen. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened to Fig, or whatnot, but I woke up to this, so I just wanted to say, yeah, I know I missed you at the reunion. I missed you. And I was looking for you. I had just missed you. Yeah, but nah, man. So you can't figure out how to come in? But no, like I was saying, I was just talking to my brother about this, man. Look, I'm 50. A lot of you are, my age or a little bit older, especially you, fans. We are going to go down that road one day. So that's why, when I see or meet or greet and have see each and one of y'all, I always try to tell, each one of y'all, that I love y'all. Ain't nothing but love, man. And that's what it's about, man. It's about living your life, enjoying your life with your family and your friends, and you have to be able to, especially those that that you love, man. You have to give them their flowers while they're here, and that's it. That's what it's about. So that's what this conversation is about, man. We just chopping it up, talking about Coach, man. Coach meant a lot to me. So I just want to have a conversation. What up, though, Corey, man? Yeah. So yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. This conversation is just about, just remembering Coach Fig, man. He was a great guy. He was a mentor to me. You know, um, he gave me tools in baseball and football, and just in sports. He talked to me as a young man. Okay, what's a good Corey Stewart said? What's a good email, bro? Any your email, you can your Gmail or yeah, any email you can give. You can send it in. You can put it in my messenger, and I'll be able to bring you in that way on Facebook. If you don't want to put it in the comment section right here, just put it in Messenger. Hopefully, Fancher to come in, man. It'd be a good conversation to have with you and him. I know you and him was real tight. But yeah, man, like I said, at the end of the day, we all are going to go down this road, so therefore, we have to continue to have, in which Mumford, we do a pretty good job at having reunions. Therefore, we able to meet, and greet each other and see each other, every so often. So let me go. I'm gonna go check my email, Corey, and see if you sent it over there. Okay, Fantra, I see you sending out text. Come on in, man. I'm gonna try. I sent you out the email again. I sent my email. It's okay. I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent you out the email. I'm gonna send it out to you again, Fantra, in case you didn't get the first one. Okay, no, it's okay. I sent you another one, Fantra. Hopefully you get it and you're able to come in. And that's crazy, Fancher. Me and my brother, we was just talking about you, man. Like he was in your class, and he's 2 years older than me, and I was in your class, and I got some great conversations and stories about you too, and it's all good, man. Nothing but love. Okay, so Corey, I'm checking. Okay, I see it. I got it, Corey. I'm about to send it to you now. All right, so we got Corey getting ready to come in, Fancher. So hopefully you guys can come in. Big Ken should be joining us too. All right, so you guys give me a second. I ain't got my glasses on, so some of this stuff is hard for me to see. But I got you, Corey. I'm about to bring you in now. Okay, all right. You got the all right, I'm sending you the email now, Corey. So you should be able to come on in. Well, no, you can come on in. Okay, Corey, you got the email, so you should be able to come on in. And Mr. Fandred, I sent you another email, so you are able to come in. You just have to figure. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. You just have to follow the steps or whatnot. It's more easier to come in from your laptop, I believe, too, if you're not able to come in from your phone. Send me your email prime time. I would love for Dion to come on in too. All right, let me see what Big he in there. I'm about to say he in the cute nitty another invite. All right, we should have Corey Stewart getting ready to join us in a second. It definitely would have been a good conversation with Corey and Mr. Fancher in there. Those are great friends too. But hopefully Corey can make it in and we can have a decent conversation. Yeah, but like I said, it's definitely fine for you guys to leave your comments. Down below. That's even better too. If you're not able to join us, okay. I sent Corey his. I sent yours, Howard. You got yours. I sent it to the one that you sent me, Mr. Fancher. So you got to check your emails because the email that you gave me, I sent it to that exact email. So we have a few people watching. I need for you guys to make sure that you hitting that like, subscribe, and sharing this post. Well, we over here on Facebook, so hit the what button? I forget what button it is over here. Make sure you hitting that thumbs up and you sharing it. Oh man, I needed that. I forgot I had some ice in my cup. My mouth been so dry, but I didn't want to walk away and people coming in. But hopefully we have Corey Stewart getting ready to join us, and hopefully Howard Fancher joins us too. That would be great. You can send Mr. Fancher another invite out. I'm sending you another one, Mr. Fancher. Okay, now that's your third invite. I don't sent you another invite. Yeah, I got your email, and I sent it to you, Corey. So you should have it. You should be able to come on in. Hopefully, you guys not having problems coming in. Okay, Mr. Fancher. Let me read that again, Mr. Fancher. Yeah, well, you should be able to get in either way, Howard. Yeah, you should be able to get in either way through your phone or your laptop, through your email. Yep. So we've been on here for an hour. I sent out emails. I just wanted people to come in and give their thoughts on Coach Fig. Give their thoughts, their opinion. Like I said, he was a mentor to me. I've been knowing the man for over 30 years, and I just want people to come on in and just talk about what good of a man he was, and just give their thoughts and their opinion on him. So that's all. But we've had quite a few Mumford Mustangs come through the building and give their thoughts and opinion on Coach. He definitely was well loved. A lot of people show their respect. And that's all I wanted to do. I want to bring people in if they want to come in live and in person. and give their talks about coach. So I was allowing that. But it's all good. You definitely can are more than welcome just to leave comments, and everybody will see that. You know, um, but coach, I have nothing but great memories, great thoughts about coach. Like I said, he inspired me play a position that, I'm not gonna say that I did not want to play, but he allowed me to do that, first before Lynch did. And like I said, his first love was baseball, and he was very great at that. Multiple, if I'm not mistaken, multiple city championships. If I'm not mistaken, you guys have to tell me how many state championships that Coach Fig won. Let me call. All right, I'm about to call you, Coach. I'm about to call you, Howard. Let's see. Let me write this down. Give me 1 second. I'll just call you and bring you in that way. All right, so I'll call you and see if we can make that work. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to bring Fancher in. I'm trying to bring Fancher in on audio. Okay, I'm calling you now. What's going on, Mr. Fancher? Now you the man. Seriously, it's you know what? That's fine. I just wanted. I would love for you to be able to come in. I thought Corey probably having the same issues that you have, and you're not the first one. Right. Right. Okay. Well, those were just ways that you could that probably was easier for you to get in is through your laptop. Because it's probably they make it a little difficult. I think it's some whatever, but you just following the steps to get through. But this is fine. So look, we got Howard Fancher on the line, man. Let me give you your respect. So first and foremost, man, give us your thoughts, on what you thought Fig brought, to coaching to Mumford to the Mumford Mustangs, I should say, to the school. Right. Exactly. See, and a lot of people didn't know that, and maybe you can explain that more. You can explain that more than I can. So go ahead a little bit and talk about that, because I do remember that. When I was there on JV, he was not on the staff. So give us a little bit, more. Right. Wow. Oh wow. So he never was part of the coaching program like how Lynch was. Okay. Right. Okay. So yeah, man. So that listen, you know, right. So listen, let me say this. Ryan Newton was that what Howard Fancher just said. That speaks a lot about this man. He was out there giving his time for free. for free, for years, because I remember the same conversation, years ago when I was a kid, when I was going to Mumford. He was not a part of the, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for, Howard? The actual coaching staff part of Mumford. He was out there doing a lot of that stuff for free because he loved what he was doing and he loved the kids. Certified. Okay. All right, yep, and that's what's up, man. And listen, and you probably know this better than I do. What years and how many championships did he bring to the male and to the female softball and baseball team? Right. Mhm. Right. Yeah. See, and that's right. Yeah, man. Listen, I have so many great memories about Fig. Like I remember, and this goes back to because a lot of people remember him. A lot of people don't know. He was a great football coach too, but a lot of people remember him as a great baseball coach. And one of his great friends was my coach. I ended up leaving, because a lot of us went to Bobby and that ended up going to Mumford. I end up leaving Bobby, and then I end up because the coach wanted me to come and play baseball for Cooley High School, and Coach Fig was so upset at me about that, that I left middle school because he wanted me to come to Mumford. But I still end up coming. I end up because we had a great baseball team. He was great friends with the coach, with the head coach over at Cooley, and I can't remember coach name to save my life. Maybe Howard, you can tell me what was the coach name again over at Cooley, the baseball coach. The light skinned guy with the green eyes, Coach Sanders, I think. Yeah, something like that. But man, they were great friends, and Coach was so mad at me. He's like, Jeff, we gonna make sure we whoop your ass every time in the city championship. And Coach never forgot that. But man, he listen. He had a sense of humor. He was a great guy, and like I said, most and foremost, he was a mentor. And a great family man. If I'm not mistaken, he coached his daughter at Mumford too, didn't he? Right. Yeah. And just yeah. Yeah, and that's crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but I ain't going to cut you off. Go ahead and finish explaining how. Right. Right. Yeah. So did he think that they had a big impact on the way they coached? Didn't get out there and actually play sports. Right. Yeah, yeah, and you know what? And I would agree with him on that. Kids nowadays seem like they don't want the authority, to want to be coached. Like how you have great coaches like Fig. So he was a hands-on coach. He'd get up in your face if you didn't make the right play or if you didn't do something right that he thought that you should have done right. So yeah, those type of coaches, man. Unfortunately, the way I'm going to say the school system has made it to the point where you can't have coaches like that anymore, Mr. Fancher. All right. Yeah. See, and that's crazy. See, and that's almost saying that you couldn't be the teacher that you was, man, because you put so many of us. And listen, I want to give you your flowers while you here now, man. I want to say I love you. You was a great teacher. You taught me what it was to also be a man and not to cheat, because you would put that embarrassment, you would clown people, for clown students for, doing something that they didn't have the right doing, coming in your classroom, trying to cheat. So I would never forget about that time when you caught me cheating, when you ripped the paper away from me and you threw it on the ground and you started dancing. And I said, I said, yeah, I would never forget that. I was just talking to listen. You might don't even forget. You might don't even remember this, Mr. Fancher. But my brother was in your class too. Yeah, Henry Jefferson. Yeah. So yeah, I know. So we listen, and I tried to catch you at the last picnic, but you had just left. You in Fig, and I was upset about that. I said, man, I've been trying to catch these two guys for over 30 years. But yeah, man, like I said, I want to give you your flowers too, man. You were great. Go ahead. All right. 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 So yeah, you had to get up out of there. Yeah, I think that was the class of 90. Yeah. Well, that was my class. That was the class I was in, 94. Yeah, I was there. I was looking for you. You had just left. They said you just left. Okay, we got AJ Whaley. AJ Whaley made a comment. What up, though? I know you remember AJ Howard. Right. No, I know. What up, though, bro? He said, Fig been coaching me since the Cougars. I know. That's why I was telling him. I said a lot of people know him from baseball, but he's been coaching us since the Cougars, probably since I've been like 11, 12 years old. So same thing with you, AJ. So that's been over 40 years that he's, mentor or inspired young men. So it definitely was a big loss, to the sports industry, I should say, because he was a mentor and a great coach. Yeah. Yep. See, right. AJ Whaley said, "What up, though, Mister Fancher?" He hear you. He hear you. He in the chat section. Yeah. Mhm. They soft, man. Listen, and that's not just with basketball. It's with football and the NFL too. You can't even hit the quarterback now. That's the type of league we've become. We've become a soft, league from the NFL. I'm not going to say from college, because they still lay wood in college. Yeah, PTP or whatever they call it. Yeah, yeah. CST, I should say. Right. Yeah, but I guess I guess go ahead. You can tell as many stories as you want. AJ, before you say this, let me say this. AJ Welly said Fig was the reason we were throwing the football on a offense, four wide single back, laughing out loud. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Howard. Yeah. Right. Hand signals. Right. Hmm. Yeah, but the game it don't change a lot since when they were out there coaching to now. Right. 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 Okay. Just didn't have the players. Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. Well, look, man, I don't know how much time you got, but it definitely was an honor for you to come on here and give your no, you can, but it's just a little harder to try to come in on the phone. And I thought I was going to be able to get Corey to come in, because I know that was one of your homeboys, so that would have been a good conversation to have you and him in here at once. Right, right, right. I remember Fid car. Well, he had a car and he had like a little raggedy minivan. Yeah, right. I remember that. Right, right. Wasn't it? Yeah. So, and that's why I want to bring you on, Howard, man. Yeah, I know you had some great stories, some great conversations, to be able to tell about Fig. But most and foremost, the one conversation that you did, were able to give to people that, he was out there for years, doing what he loved to do for free, before he was able to get, you know, before it was, before, what's the word that I'm looking for again, Howard? Right, before he was certified. So yeah, like I said again, that speaks a lot of volume about. Mm, right. Yeah, and that's deep, man. You know, Right. See, and listen, and that speaks a lot about you. That speaks a lot about you. You know, that speaks a lot about Lynch. You know, and then Fig himself. You know, a lot of people probably never knew this story. You know what I mean? So, but you know, us as kids, you know, we may have heard about things like that, but we probably didn't know the ins and outs like how you just explained it. But you know, but again, that speaks volumes of what type of man that he was. You know, he was out there doing it, you know, most of the time, some of the times for free, you know, and then that speaks great volumes about you guys that, you know, what type of man he was that you were willing to, you know, split some of your money up with him. You know what I mean? So look, I don't want to, so again, Howard, you know, I'm not going to hold everybody up. I just want to bring you in for a little bit. Let, hey, listen, you've been one of my mentors. So look, let everybody. I'm definitely going to bring you in more often now. You know, let everybody know what you got. Okay, no problem. Well, I'm gonna take you up on that. So look, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We definitely gonna talk a little bit about history and sports. You know, so look, let everybody know where they can reach you and what you got going on, Coach. Okay. Yeah, we see that. We be seeing all the events that you be posting, man. Look, I want to say this first and foremost. You still look good, man. Congratulations to you and your wife. I know y'all recently just had an anniversary. You know, so you still looking good, man. You know, it's been my 30-year anniversary just passed from you know, that we just had graduation, and you still looking just as good as you were when I was there. So I just want to say that to you. No, you still got it though. You still got it, man. You can still looking good. Yeah, right. Long as the mind is still there, you still got it. Right. Yeah. I just let you know, and look how old we are. Look, I'm 50 years old. You know, you was my teacher. Yep. So look, man, but look, I'm still learning with this technology. So don't feel bad, Howard. You know, because it's a lot of shit that I still don't know. So you know, you're not the only one. I'm still learning. You know, we learn as we go. You know, so you got it. So just play with it. So next time we do something, I definitely want to bring you in so we can see your face because it's a lot. Look, it's a lot of people that's been on here, man, making comments about you. It's a lot of people that want to talk to you and see your face. I already know what you was gonna say. That's why I want to bring both of y'all in, man. So look, I'm definitely gonna make sure we go. I know, and he was supposed to have came in, but he probably ran into the same issues that you had trying to get in here. You know, so and it's not just you. My brother had the same issues. He had to play around for it a little bit, but he doing good, man. He doing good. He just married and okay, he just made another comment, but no, he doing good, man. Everybody doing fine, man. You know, like I said, you had a lot of people here commenting about you, Howard. So a lot of people want to see you, want to talk to you. So I'm definitely going to be bringing you back soon. So I got your number. So what we might have to do is just set up a. We might have to set up a day where we can. I'll help you guide you through it, so you'll be able to come in without us being live. You know what I mean? So we'll do it that way. Okay. Well, okay, well, look, this definitely was a start. This was a big help. You know, I wanted someone, you know, like you know, because like I said, you was a big part, you know, of everything, you know, that fit with the pictures, with out there coaching and everything, you know. So you helped me out a lot. So like I said, man, I just want to say I love you, and keep doing what you've been doing, man. You look good, and just keep being great like how you've been great. So look, it's another one. It's your boy Dame D, and I am out. Peace. All right, you have a good one. Yep.